The theater stage is heating up this March. Star actors who have long dominated the big and small screens are increasingly making their way to live theater. Today, we'll take a closer look at these latest productions featuring star-studded casts with culture critic Professor Hye-won of Kyung University. Welcome back, Professor Chie.
Hello, Professor.
Hello, good afternoon.
So, recently there has been a noticeable increase in star actors who are usually appearing on Korean movies or dramas, but now we see them on live theater. So, what's your perspective on this trend?
That's right. In the past 2 to 3 years, star actors who primarily worked on TV or screen have increasingly chosen theatrical stage. So in 2024, Jeon Do-yeon and Park Hae-soo starred in the Cherry Orchard 벚꽃동산. And Son Seok-gu starred in Army on the Tree, 나무 위의 군대. And last year, the audiences got to see Lee Young-hae on the stage in Hedda Gabler and Park Jung-min in Life of Pi. Also in this year, stars such as Moon Geun-young, Kim Sun-ho, Shim Eun-kyung, Lee Se-jin, and Ko Ah-sung are waiting to meet the audiences on stage. So I think there is a growing number of actors who want to expand their experience of interaction with the audiences more directly through the stage.
So many big names. And all of them I've seen before only on the screen, but not on live theater.
Right. And I think you kind of mentioned a little bit before, but why was it less common for these big movie actors to be doing these productions on theater rather than, they obviously chose movies and drama series instead?
Right. So this trend of star actors turning to the theater stage is linked to the shrinking film and TV drama market. So, and this is not a situation that only happens in Korea. So also as present on Broadway or West End as well. So I think this is why there were relatively few cases of well-known actors entering to the theater stage during the boom times of TV and the movies.
And it also seems that audiences are increasingly eager to see their favorite actors in person or in action on stage. So what do you think about that?
Yep. It is really thrilling experience to be able to watch the actors' performances live, right in front of your eyes, actually. So especially if it's your favorite actor, so there is nothing like watching them live and acting as they are, rather than filmed and edited on TV or screen. So it is usually not easy to get the tickets for the shows featuring famous actors. And in those specific performances, you can see the seats filled with the fans of those actors.
Right, and it's kind of different with, for instance, K-pop. If you have a favorite K-pop group, you would listen to their songs and then you can go to their concerts and see them performing. But with actors whom you usually see on films, you could go to premieres of film premieres, but then they would just have a kind of fan meeting, but you won't be seeing them acting on the stage. So I guess that's why it's more special to see them acting in these theaters.
Actors like got to cry right in front of my eyes, right?
Yes.
Right, that's exactly it. Just to add on to that, Sarah, as well, it's like it is a very different sort of skill to have, right? When you become a theater actor as well as a film actor. I mean, like you said, people cry on stage. They have to project their voice more. They have to show emotion more. They're in the moment. Whether on film, whether on dramas, you can take 1 take, 2 take, 3 takes. But usually in theaters, it's a whole 1 take situation.
There's no NG.
There's no, exactly. So I've noticed from watching other actors in Hollywood or even in Korean theater that it just takes a lot more energy to really throw out a performance rather than something on film. But
it almost sounds as if you've been acting on the stage, Walter.
just secretly in the background. But talking about big actors, which productions feature the big names these days, and which ones are currently on stage, and what are these works sort of about, and what significance might choosing these projects hold for the actors themselves?
The play Secret Passage, 비밀 통로, stars Kim Sun-ho, who recently gained much attention for his role in the Netflix series Can This Love Be Translated? 이 사랑 통역되나요? So partially adapted from a Japanese play to suit Korean sentiments, the Secret Passage is a two-person mystery drama about two men who encounter each other in an unfamiliar place without their memories and discover their connections and the meaning of life. So in addition to Kim Sun-ho, Kim Sung-gyu and Yang Won-kyung also played the character of Dong-jae. So another two-person play, The Wasp, 말벌, is also scheduled to open this week. So while Secret Passage is a two-man play, this one stars two female actors, which Girls' Generation Yuri is starring in it. The Wasp is a thriller drama that deals with the psychology of two high school classmates who reunite after 20 years. So both works are smaller productions that allow for closer relationship and interaction with the audience members, so making them a special experiences for both the audiences and the star actors as well. So unlike a TV or films, as we just talked.
Right. So we've got a film actor turned theater actors, and now we also have K-pop turned actor turned theater actors as well. And also now let's talk about Orphans, starring Moon Geun-young, and she's returning to the theater stage in almost a decade. So why do you think actors are choosing to return to the stage at this point of their career?
That's right. Moon Geun-young returns to the theater stage after about 9 years with the play Orphans. So this play is an intense three-person play that centers on a psychological tension and changing relationship between three characters. Orphans takes place in a home of two brothers, Treat and Philip. So they are orphans. So that's why this play is called Orphans. So notably, this production is gender-free. So with all roles being played by a mixed casting of male and female actors. So actually, Moon Geun-young plays the older brother, Treat. So unlike TV dramas or movies, theatrical productions which do not involve editing, so require a long period of concentration and tension. So I think it's a great help for the actors to further develop themselves in their acting careers.
I think it would be a very good way to practice when you have to remember large monologues on stage, as far as when you're on movie or dramas where you can only manage a line or two, but in
the scenes you are filming that day.
Exactly.
Right?
You have to remember all your dialogue for the whole day. So it's quite interesting. But in May, different adaptations of Uncle Vanya will be staged around the same time in separate productions with lead actors drawing significant attention. Now, from the audience's perspective, will this create the enjoyment of comparison, or will it highlight competition between the two productions, do you think?
Right. Two productions of Uncle Vanya are coming this May, and both are generating the significant interest. So on May 7th, the LG Art Center presents Uncle Vanya, a modern reinterpretation of Chekhov's classic, directed by Son Sang-gyu. So in this production, Lee Se-jin stars as Vanya, and Go Ha-sung plays as Sonia. So another one is on May 22nd, a National Theatre Company of Korea, 국립극단, will stage Uncle Vanya, Vanya Aje actually, so which has been reconstructed to suit Korean sentiments and set in Korea. So in this production, Jo Sung-ha plays Vanya and Shim Eun-kyung plays Sonia. So although the same play was performed around the same time, audiences will find it very fascinating to see and compare both productions, as the adaptations and directions are different. And furthermore, Lee Seo-jin, Go Ha-sung, and Shim Eun-kyung are making their stage debut from these productions. So I think it would be more than exciting to witness these well-known actors perform on stage for the first time.
No, I'm personally especially looking forward to Shim Eun-kyung because I think it's kind of her year because she's been doing really big in Japan with her movie. And also I heard that it's her debut on a stage domestically, but she also featured a bit in plays in Japan. So very talented actors that you mentioned. But Professor Ji, while stars clearly attract audiences, there's also the question about rising ticket prices and also the sustainability of the theater ecosystem. So what do you think are the most pressing issues that we should consider at this point?
Right. Having star actors on stage is a definite expansion of diversity and audience engagement. However, it is concerning that as more famous actors challenging themselves on stage, the number of places for stage actors is decreasing. And there is also concern that the increased production cost due to the salaries of star actors could lead to an increase in ticket prices, which could raise up the burden of audiences as well.
Right. What I always hope is when we have a theater plays where we have star-studded casts versus maybe less known actors. I wish that people, maybe if they first watch the one with their favorite star, they get interested in the other roles as well.
And then,
and then have actually a great synergy effect as well. But last but not least, looking ahead, what kind of changes do you foresee with this movement brought to the Korean performing arts world?
Yeah, as the famous actors in media, the famous actors challenge themselves on stage, there are many cases where actors who first experienced acting on stage have moved on to TV or films and become more popular. So I think in this way, I expect the boundaries between the stage and media to become more blurred, and perhaps more actors will meet the audiences regardless of platforms.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor Ji, for your time and insights as always, and have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, Walter. Have a great weekend and see you next week.
See you very soon.